are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church. These words of Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, are some of the most controversial and debated words in all of the New Testament. For centuries, Protestants and Catholics have argued about the meaning of Jesus' changing Peter's name from Simon to Kepha, rock, and saying that he would build his church on Peter. Is Peter the first pope? If so, why is the word pope used in the New Testament? Is the papacy a later medieval invention? Or does it really go back to the intention and to the words of Jesus Christ himself? In this Bible study, we will go back to the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, and the words of Christ to Peter, but we're going to look at those words in a whole new light. We're going to try to look at them through the lens of the Old Testament and through ancient Judaism. And unlike some Bible studies on Matthew 16, we're not just going to focus on the meaning of what Jesus' words say to Peter when he calls him the rock. We're also going to focus on the other keys to understanding this passage, namely, what does Jesus mean by giving Peter the keys of the kingdom, something that's only given to Peter and none of the other apostles? What did Jesus mean when he said that Peter had the power to bind and loose on earth things that would be bound and loosed in heaven? And what is the office that Jesus is establishing Peter as holding? Did Jesus intend for Peter not just to be chief among the apostles, but to actually have successors, as the Catholic Church believes? When we do this, you will find something amazing. That when we put Matthew 16 in its first century Jewish context, and we look at Jesus and the Jewish roots of the papacy, it's going to become incontrovertibly clear that Jesus was not just establishing Peter as, the first among the 12 or the highest of the apostles, but that Jesus was establishing Peter as the prime minister or the over the house in the kingdom of God, the second in rank to Jesus himself, whose binding and loosing authority, as the rabbis themselves will express, had the power to decide doctrine as well as the laws of the church. And that this expression about the keys of the kingdom was something that was actually tied in the book of Isaiah to the high priest, who was second to the king himself. All of these keys, all of these Jewish elements to Jesus' words in Matthew 16 are going to be absolutely crucial to understanding that Jesus is not just making Peter into the first pope, as we go on to say, the first papa, but that he is giving him authority over the church as the supreme rabbi, as the chief teacher of doctrine, and also as one who would have successors. And that those successors are going to be the foundations for what we today refer to as the papacy. So if you've ever wondered, is the papacy a medieval invention? Is it a later construction of the Catholic Church? Or does it go back to the intentions of Jesus Christ himself? Then I invite you to come and look carefully at this passage in the Gospel of Matthew and see, for the first time maybe, the Jewish roots of the Catholic papacy.